Welcome back. President Trump told me earlier that Republican lawmakers are planning a quote-unquote slim reconciliation bill by June, which will fund Border Patrol and ICE. But they plan to propose a second reconciliation before the midterms with other priorities, including defense spending and possibly the Save America Act. Joining me now is Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt. He serves on the Senate Armed Services and Judiciary Committees. And Senator, before I get to the reconciliation plan, thanks for joining us. I want to ask you about Judge James Boasberg, because you are calling for the impeachment of Judge Boasberg. Tell us about it.
Well, Judge Boasberg is the poster child for a rogue judge. And the facts run really deep, Maria. Before he received any case in March of last year in a secret conference with other judges in that district, he warned about President Trump, made false allegations, tried to poison the well. And then if you remember the turn the planes around case, he inserted himself into that case in the middle of the night. He was not the emergency docket judge. He found his way, perhaps he was tipped off, he found his way to that case. He ruled against the president, but was ultimately slapped down by the United States Supreme Court. But he wasn't done there. Since then, he's still, Maria, tried to throw Trump administration officials in prison for contempt. He was slapped down again. This guy traded in his black robe, which is supposed to signify neutrality, for a blue jersey a long time ago. He was also front and center in the Arctic Frost investigation with Jack Schmitt, rubber stamping these subpoenas. So I've called for his impeachment. There should be a trial in the Senate. Impeachment should not be a scarecrow. It should be used for instances just like this.
And I should also point out that I think he was involved in the Russia collusion hoax as well. If I remember correctly, he's the one who gave a slap on the wrist to the FBI agent who lied about Carter Page when Carter Page was spied on. Is that right? You're
right about that. He is a partisan actor. He is not a neutral arbiter of facts in the law, and there ought to be an impeachment here.
All right. So have you heard back in terms of your impeachment calls?
Well, I hope our friends in the House will move forward on it. And I don't call for this lightly, Maria. As a lawyer, a former attorney general, I don't think we should be impeaching judges just because they rule against, we disagree with the ruling. But this goes to the conduct and the character of the man. And he has disqualified himself, in my view, from being able to see these cases continue.
All right, let me move on to reconciliation. What is the conversation right now? I know what slim sounds like. It sounds like just money for ICE and Border Patrol. Would you be able to put the defense supplementary, this additional money that the Pentagon is asking for, in a reconciliation package by June?
Well, I think the president has called for this thing to get done, and I think that's the genesis of this slim package, the reconciliation bill, because I think we need to fulfill the promise made to the American people on deportations. The Democrats opened the border, Maria, as you know, 15 million people who are here illegally. They want amnesty, de facto amnesty, by not being able to enforce our immigration laws. And so they have effectively tried to defund ICE. I think we need to use the majority here through reconciliation with a simple majority vote to make sure ICE and Border Patrol have the tools they need to execute their mission of deportations. We also have the ability to have an additional reconciliation package later in the year, which I think we should. There's probably the two-step we'll probably use here. Get this done, make sure they're funded, and then move to the Save America Act and the defense spending and all the other priorities that are out there.
So those would be the two.
The Democrats aren't cooperating. The Democrats aren't cooperating at all, Maria. And I think since we have this tool in our toolbox, we ought to use it now before the midterms.
Understood. All right, we'll be watching that, a second reconciliation with Save America and Defense. Senator, good to see you this morning. Thank you, sir.
Great to be with you, Maria.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.